Yo, what's going on? That was weird. How are you guys doing? I'm making a video about the NBA rookie rankings that The Athletic put out. And I just want to react. Sam Vecini does a really good job on NBA draft coverage. Links in the description if you guys want to see this article for yourselves, as well as my social media. Those are always there. Check them out. And let's get right into it. They have Chet, of course, as the top guy over Victor Wembanyama. And here's a close-up of the list for you guys to see. Chet Holmgren, Vic, Derek Lively make up the top three. Incredible that bigs are there. Makes sense that Chet's there. You got that Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Blake Griffin, whoever else you want to list as a rookie who missed his first year and then came back and might win Rookie of the Year. Then Brandon Miller is looking like an absolute animal. Okay, I'll admit, I wasn't as high as I should have been, and so far he's proving me wrong, which I love to see. Now, next are Asar Thompson, the better of the Thompson twins. Oh, baby, one of the best defensive players in the league. Oh, God. Then you got Jordan Hawkins, who, dude, he can facilitate. He can do a little bit of everything. He's been a really big part of the Pelicans, especially because they've been hit with the injury bug, and now that they're coming around, still a big part of that. Kasam Wallace, dude, came in ready to play. He broke into a Thunder rotation that was hard to break into. Year one, making an impact. Next up, Bilal Coulibaly looking like the next OG Anunoby for my Washington Wizards. Then you got Sixth Man of the Year probably candidate Jaime Jaquez for the Miami Heat. That was a joke, but he's still playing freaking phenomenal for them. Day one impact. Marcus Sasser's like Terry Rozier, Pat Bev, and just put in a freaking dog and just playing like an absolute animal. Keontae George is out here playing a lot better than people want to give him credit for. Then Craig Porter Jr., the man on the two-way, the next Fred VanVleet out of Wichita State, the shocker, all right, for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then Tumani Kamara, who was part of that big old trade that sent, Dame Lillard to the Blazers, and Scoot Henderson, and then Brandon Podozemski, who's been phenomenal for the Warriors. And let's just get right into the whole list up close. And it makes sense that we have ourselves Chet, Vic, Derek Lively, Brandon Miller, and Asar Thompson. Those five guys are impacting winning more than everybody else. All right. And even drop the penny. All right. The irony is that, yes, I am Jewish. But the thing is, with Sam Vecini's right here, I think he's putting into, a lot of his stock is going into players who are impacting winning, which I can get behind. And I understand like the way that they're looking at this, because if you look, for example, why he has Chet Holmgren up here, and that's because Chet Holmgren right now as a player, we understand what Victor Wembanyama is doing, okay? But with Chet, he spent a year out with a foot injury. He got indoctrinated, he wrote, into the Thunder scheme and understanding how the NBA works, being a professional for a full season. All right. And Wembanyama, on the hand, is a teenager having to learn on the fly. Okay. Understanding, not getting, a full red shirt season. So right here through the first month, those two are the top rookies. But of course, Holmgren averaging 17 points, 8.1 rebounds, all right, 2.5 assists, 2.3 blocks per game is insane, and looking like a guy who's shooting 56% from the field, all right, and 43.4% from three, 87% of his free throws. Like, he's on pace to be a 50-40-90 guy in the first month of his NBA career. And then that defense on this kid is absolutely phenomenal, and he's one of the best players in the league so far, day one. And obviously, Victor Wembanyama is in a different situation with a different surrounding. So you get that it's a little bit harder. And you have Jeremy Sohan, who's not a traditional point guard, playing point. So there's that. Now, I'm not going to spend the whole video talking on that. He wrote really nice stuff about Asar Thompson, which Asar Thompson, dude, he's since 1980, only 6 rookies have averaged at least 1.7 blocks and 1.2 steals per game per Basketball Reference. 5 of them were best players, defensive players in their era. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Chris Webber, and Andrea Karolinko. Chris Webber, I already said that, and Anthony Davis. And the 6 players, technically Nerlens Noel, but injuries hit him. And only 15 players have ever posted at least 1 steal and 1.5 blocks as a rookie, okay? And offensively, Thompson's figuring it out. I mean, he's the last rookie wing to average 3.5 offensive rebounds per game is Marquise Johnson for the 77 to 78 Bucks. All right, he's 5th in offensive rebound per game in the league, surrounded by fucking big men's. All right, the next closest perimeter player is ranked 30th, and that's Scotty Barnes. And Thompson's also dishing out 3.4 assists. And the other thing, he's one of the most disruptive defensive players. All right, this guy might become an all defensive player as a rookie. All right, it's absurd the thing that he's doing, his, not the run of the mill type of play. And it's fantastic to watch Asar Thompson, who everyone thought was the lesser of the Thompson twins, to figure it out. And he's just wrecking havoc on anybody who gets put in front of him. And it's crazy to think that, Kellyan Hayes, Jalen Duren, or Marvin Bagley sometimes are on the floor with Thompson in it. Teams are constantly, closing on the paint, and he's, letting it fly. I mean, his 3-point shot isn't great. He's the only wing in the last 30 years to average at least 2.6 turnovers while posting a usage rate below 20%. So that's terrible, but like that should turn around. And then Bali, if we want to scroll down, let's talk about some of the guys in the middle. Bali, baby. Bali. Literally looking like OG Anunoby 2.0. And Bali out here is, as a Wizards fan, with that 7'2" wingspan, wrecking havoc on defense. And we all knew the half court offense was going to be a work in progress, and the dribbling and ball handling. But he's showcasing his ability to like cut off someone like Luka Doncic in transition, then close out on a potential pull up, and then be able to whip around and go around on an on-ball screen and still contest a shot. Like, it's absurd. And off-ball, he's just so long and big that he can make plays just by being there. And he can hit an occasional spot jumper. His 12.8 usage rate indicates that he's a guy who goes long stretches without touching the ball at all. And he's made 18 of his 41 threes so far. So it's good that he's there. But for me, when I'm watching all this, I just think it's fantastic to see Bilal Coulibaly and the play that he's having. And I'm enjoying every single second of it as a Wizards fan, as I'm not taking these moments for granted. Now, let's talk about his other notes. Let's go back up to the top a little bit. We'll talk real quick Derek Lively and Brandon Miller before we wrap this up. And shout out again, Sam Vecini, links in the description about all these guys. Derek Lively, he's on a winning team. They're 10-5. And when Lively and Luka are on the floor together, they give up about 115.5 points per 100 possessions in the league. And when Doncic is on the floor but Lively isn't, they give up 122.6 points per 100 possessions. That's literally 7.1 points more. All right, and Lively's just been this insane rim protector who can also be who's a great rim runner and ball screener for Kyrie and Luka. Now, Brandon Miller, look, he's been solid. His jump shot's, a little inconsistent, but defensively, he's been going against the best perimeter players offensively for the Hornets. He's like their defensive dynamo, and it's been impressive. Like right here, he's only attempted 15 half-court shot attempts at the rim in 13 games, but he's showing that he's got some game. And then, like I said, Jordan Hawkins and Cason Wallace is like two guys that have been super, super impressive. Same thing with Jaime Jaquez, Marcus Sasser. Great list right here, but that's the video, guys. Let me hear your thoughts down below.